I'm Henry Fisher, and today I'll be discussing Cantos 9 and 10 from Dante's Inferno. In the 6 lines I just read, Virgil was telling Dante how he has traveled all throughout hell in search for a spirit, including Judas' Circle, which is the last subdivision of the last circle of hell. In the beginning of Canto 9, Virgil and Dante come upon the Gate of Dis. The Gate of Dis is what stands before the 6th circle, and Virgil cannot seem to open it and begins to worry. Dante senses his worriedness and asks him if any other spirit or person had ever been this far down into hell and come back from it. Virgil reassured Dante by telling him that he has been down to the deepest and darkest parts of hell and not to worry. As you can see, there are 3 bloody figures hanging on the Gate of Dis. The figures are Megara, Tisiphone, and Alecto. They warn Dante that Medusa is searching for people, and if he looks at her in the eyes, he will be turned to stone. Suddenly, a flying figure appeared, thrusting the thick air away from his face. As he gets closer, Dante can tell that he is a messenger from heaven. The messenger opens the Gate of Dis for Virgil and Dante with ease. And that wraps up about all of Canto 9. In Canto 10, Dante and Virgil are in the 6th circle, and among them are tombs on fire surrounded by flames, and the people damned there are heretics, committed heresy, which is someone who is contrary to the Orthodox religion. The heretics are punished by only being able to see the future. They can see what's ahead of them, but never what's present. They all can see Judgment Day, which is the end of the world, and when Judgment Day comes, their tombs will be shut and they will endure eternal suffering. Dante comes across a spirit named Farinata. As you can see in this picture, Dante is talking with Farinata, one of the spirits in the 6th circle, and Dante's conversation with Farinata ends with Farinata predicting that Dante will be exiled from Florence. At the end of Canto 10, Dante and Virgil remain in the 6th circle. By the end of reading Canto 9 and 10, I was interested in a few things. First, why wasn't Virgil able to open the Gate of Dis if he had been through it once before? Why had the messenger from heaven come to open the gate? Was he repaying Virgil from the past? Also, in Canto 10, I thought it was interesting how the heretics were punished. Since they believed in the practice of heresy, they did not want to believe in the immortality of the soul, and they were punished by staying till the end of time, even though they were dead. The first quote I'll read refers to Canto 10. Deborah Parker of University of Virginia writes this about Dante's first interactions with the spirits. In his first encounter with Sakayo the glutton, he had expressed his eagerness to learn the whereabouts of Farinata, Tegehayo, Jacopo, Rostisusi, Arrigo, and Mosaka, all important and influential political figures in Florence of the last generation. When Dante asks him whether they are in heaven or hell, Sakayo informs the pilgrim that they are amongst the blackest souls in hell, thus heightening Dante's expectation of seeing these men, of whom he had heard so much as a child. After talking to Sakayo, Dante is very surprised to see many of the high-powered politicians in hell, because Dante heard of all their great achievements when they were alive. He could not believe they were heretics. My last quote is from John Harris of University of Berkeley, and he is talking about how impressive the work of Dante's Inferno is. Harris writes, "The Inferno is a geography book, a dictionary and encyclopedia. It is also an album, in size and comprehensiveness, in quantity and quality. Dante's portraits are astonishing in their immediacy and vivacity, and perhaps the single most remarkable feature of these portraits is their poetic concision. In one gesture, Dante captures an entire personality." In this quote, Harris is trying to convey how incredible Dante's work is, and by comparing it to all the books that one might use for research. He suggests you can just use Dante's work as your book of research. Before I go, I'd like to recap on what I've learned in Dante's Inferno, Canto 9 and 10. First, all sinners go to some level of hell, but depending on the level of one's sin determines on which circle of hell one will end up at. Second, for every sin there is a counter penalty, or a contrapasso, that will give the sinner an equal or fitting punishment. Third, Dante learns the true meaning of life by seeing those who suffer and how by not sinning will let him go to Paradiso. Lastly, I learned no matter what sin one might commit in life, he or she will either suffer from it or go to Paradiso.